A child committed for her mom's death and possession, she is Adela child, the only family members who against the marriages of his father. Little does she know, many hearts are miserable. For the sake of God, someone swears, Adela should be sent away.
I was so sorry to hear about your dear mother. So, how long has it been now?
6 months. When you stay a little longer?
Of course, there is something else. So, I believe there are a lot of things tonight.
And where are you going?
I think I do sort of things.
Surely you must be going out somewhere yourself.
I think there are a lot of places.
No. I have no plans at all. Do stay a little. I always think this is such a nice hour. One can really talk.
But isn't fair.
Do sit down. This is the only time to have any talk.
But I'm afraid Adela a little bit anxious. This is time to we say good night. I say Adela, we must release for this day. Good night.
Good night.
Adela, isn't it rather late for you?
First going to marry Mrs. Churchley, you know?
How do you know?
I've seen it with my eyes. We've been dinner there. We just come home. He's in love with her, her in love with him. They'll arrange it.
Oh, I see.
He will. He oughtn't to. He oughtn't to. Think of Mama. Think of Mama.
Yes, someone should think of Mama.
Such a woman is dead after her.
Dear old Mama.
It's like an insult to her. As he denied her. He rubs out the straw to all after the happiness.
They were awfully happy.
Think what she was. Think that there will be ever like her again.
I suppose he's not very happy now.
Of course he isn't. Anymore you and I are. It's so dreadful that he wanted to be.
Well, don't make yourself miserable till you're sure.
Of course I'm sure. One could tell from the way they behave together and also from father's attitude that back drive home from her house last evening. She's so public. She's so florid. Precious. And also she's so menace.
Oh, I dare. She's alright.
Alright to come and take darling Mama's place, to sit where she used to sit, to lay her hands on her face.
Oh, I just mean that nothing that or come of it.
No, not if we do our duty. You must to speak to him. You tell him that we will never forgive him, that we cannot endure it.
He will. I'm cheeky.
Cheeky to plead for her memory?
He will say it's none of my business.
You believe he'll do it?
Not a bit. Go to the bed.
I'll speak to him.
Don't make your cry. Wait until he speaks to you.
He won't. He'll do it without telling us.
Is Mrs. Churchley very rich?
I haven't the least idea what on earth has to do with it.
Does she live as if she were?
She has a lot of hideous things.
Well, we must keep our eyes open. And now we must let me get on.
Why did she leave us?
Why did she leave us?
Yes, why indeed?
Adela, have you been called Mrs. Churchley?
No, indeed. Why should I?
Do you call people on when you die with them?
Yes, in the course of time. I don't rush off within the week.
Then you will? Please, rush up tomorrow. She is dying with us on 12. And I shall expect your sister come down tomorrow.
To a dinner party?
Yes. To be a dinner party. I want them know, Mrs. Churchley.
Is there to be nobody else?
Godfrey, of course, a family party. Too.
Father is having a dinner party. I suppose that they will be making an announcement.
I have been to see Mrs. Churchley.
What on earth did you do for that?
Father told me she visit.
Daddy has told you?
Told me what?
That they're engaged, of course. What else that it is mean?
She didn't tell me that, but I like her.
Like her?
She's very kind, very good.
To trust herself before us when we eat her? Is that you call kind? Is that you call the same?
I simply don't hate her.
I suppose there is something then that I must do.
And what is that?
I must call on Mrs. Churchley and tell her exactly what my feelings are.
Please, Adela, at least wait until Father tell you for sure that they are to be married.
I'll see. Oh, spare us. Have mercy on us. Let him alone. Go away. What did you say to him?
I said nothing, there's nothing to say.
Is that it strikes you?
He asked me to speak to her,
And what did you say?
to tell her I was glad.
And did you?
I don't know, I said something. She kissed me.
Oh, how could you?
He said he's very rich.
Then that's why you kiss her?
I didn't kiss her.
I have a piece of news for you that may probably shock you. Yes, I know.
Was going to be married. He's going to marry Mrs. Churchley.
Needless to say, I stand with your behaviors. Mrs. Churchley just make you happy. Just make you happy. I think it might be your girl go away for a while. As she saw about you shining up to Winton.
Please tell me this, Adela. What for your purpose to visit the other morning to the Mrs. Churchley?
The purpose? What's the matter? Why do you ask?
They put it off a month.
Thank God.
Why did they fail? Do you thank God?
You know, I think I'm wrong.
What did you do there? How did you interfere?
Who told you I'm interfering?
You did something, you said something.
What I did was my own business.
Damn for our business! I have a pretty mess. If I don't pass the exam, it will be your fault.
We'll be leaving for Brinton tomorrow. Papa seems quite miserable. But don't worry, darling. It will be alright. Besides, it will give us chance to enjoy the summer home that Mama's loves so well. I'm so glad you are here. I'm so glad. Will you be staying a few days?
Only until tomorrow morning. And then they were sending me to Madrid. I will come down and say goodbye.
To Madrid? How awfully nice! And it's awfully nice that you have to come.
What I really come from, and then you might, as you know, is it a little bit more delayed, and then question?
Question?
Yes. What was you said that morning to the Mrs. Churchley?
Mrs. Hayes told you, why do you ask?
She never told me. I have seen for myself.
What have you seen?
She's broke it off. Everything is over. Father's in debt.
In the debt?
Did you think it would make him jolly?
He'll get over it. He'll be glad.
That remind to be seen. You be interviewed. You invited something. You got around her, and I know what you did.
Are you actually certain it's broken off?
He is. She is. So that as good.
What reason has he given?
None at all. That's the same thing. She changed her mind, her feeling, so that she cannot be a part of her independence. Moreover, she said has too many children.
Did he tell you this?
Mrs. Churchley told me she already gone abroad for a year.
And she doesn't tell you that what I said to her?
Why I take this trouble if she had?
You might have taken to make me suffer. That appears to be what you want to do.
No, I leave to you. Is it a good chance you have done?
What do you mean? What in the world have I done to you?
She would have helped me, and also she already have.
Helped you in what?
Cannot you see? I'm in trouble. Where are your ace? Your sympathy, your sense. You are talk so much. In the 6 months, I have in a crash in my life.
What's the matter, Godfrey? What's the matter?
You have done against me so I could struggle you. In God's name, satisfy me what internal things that you did.
It wasn't in the fault. It was right. I thought her mama had been right.
Wretch, you talk to her such a lie.
It was the only way, and she believed me.
Wretch how? Wretch when? Wretch where?
I thought her papa had made her so, and that she ought to know it. I told her the question troubled me unspeakably, but that I had made up my mind. It was my duty to intimidate her. I notified her that he had faults and the particularities that made Mama's life a long worry. A martyrdom that she hid wonderfully from the world, but that we saw and that I had often pitied. I told her what they were, these faults and peculiarities. I put the dot on the A's. I said it wasn't fair to let another person marry him without a warning. I warned her. I satisfied my conscience. She could do as she liked. My responsibilities was over.
You invented such a tissue of the falsities and calumnies, and you talk about your conscience, and you stand over there of your sense and proclaim in a crime.
I'd have committed to any crime that would rescue us.
And you insult, blacken, and ruin of your own father.
He will never know it. She took a vow she wouldn't tell him.
I will be damned if I won't tell him.
I did right. I did right. I went down on my knees, pray for guidance, and I've saved Mama's memory from outrage. But if I hadn't, I'm not worse than you, and I'm not so bad, for you have done something that you're ashamed to tell me.
You raving maniac.
Adela! There is a lady in the drawing room waiting to see you.
Is he big and dreadful?
Well, she's dreadful, but she's not big.
Alright, do show her in, please.
Alright. for. I have come for to ask you to intercede. To intercede? With your father. He doesn't know, but he will have to. Don't look so bewildered. I will tell you who I am. I'm Mrs. Godfrey, your brother's wife, and we have been married for 7 months now. And if he's taken off, then I'm taken off with him. He didn't want to talk with his father, so I had to talk with some other member of the family face to face. Being as he was afraid to tell his father himself, I hope you will see to it that the good old colonel does do something. Good day.
Godfrey, is it true?
I have the most answerable tongue. You can say what you like to me, and you cannot say it's the worst anything to myself.
Oh, my brother. What the father has said.
He will give her 600 a year.
The angel.
On condition she never comes near me. She has solemnly promised, and she will never probably leave me alone to get some money. If she doesn't in diplomacy, I'm lost. I've been living in the hell.
My brother.
I'm not an idiot, yet for all behaving like one. Don't ask me. You must know all of that. It was in the dawn of one day, and since they fancy on the condition and fancy in my walks, such in a tournament, fancy in my coming through it all.
Thank God you passed. You're wonderful.
I had sued myself if I didn't win, and I had an awful yesterday with the governor, and it was late and was over. And also I live in England next week, and then he broke me down, and then so that is it well, and the children is known.
He's wonderful too.
Wonderful.
Did she tell him?
Yeah, she came from Seymour Street from here, and then she was alone first, then he will come in. That's a luxurious about an hour.
Poor father, have you told him?
Told me what?
What you said you would, what I did.
I was angry for you, and I was cool it off, but I held my tongue.
You thought of Mama.
Oh, don't speak of Mama.
No, if you had thought of Mama.
Oh, then it didn't prevent. I thought Mrs. Churchley good, and I believe in her.
Is she very bad?
I shall never mention to you again.
You may believe I won't speak of her, so father doesn't know.
Doesn't know what?
Then I said what I did to Mrs. Churchley.
I don't think so. You must find out for yourself.
I shall find out. But what had Mrs. Churchley to do with it?
With my misery? I told her about it, and I had to tell someone.
Why didn't you tell me?
You? Oh, you take things so briefly hard. You make such a row. What I wanted was comfort, not to be lazy up. I should go mad. I wanted to the Mrs. Churchley to break it to the father, to intercede for me and him, to meet with him. She was awfully kind to me, and she listened and to understand. She could fancy how it happened. Without her, I shouldn't have pulled through. She kills me, you know. She said she do what she could come to you. She was full of sympathy and resource. I really learned on her. But when you cut in, of course, in everything was over. That's why I was so furious with you. She couldn't do anything then.
So that he had to make it alone?
Yes, had to make it alone. and father is coming to here to stay for a while, and she wants to meet with the girls, and that's a good idea. And then he to be take away from London.
Father,
Yes, Adela.
I just want to say, I should have said something a while ago. I'm so sorry that you were so dreadfully hurt.
I appreciate your concern, my dears, but this thing do happens. Can't see what? A woman's already changed her minds, and every one of my days is dreary.
Perhaps we could have some guests in.
My dear girl, what in the world would attract them? No. I have decided to do a bit of traveling. I shall start in Paris and then go on to Monte Carlo. I conclude my trip in Madrid and then visit with Godfrey.
Well, have you come to visit?
Yes, I'm deeply sorry for the pain I have must caused you. Everything I thought was false. Please regard it as unsaid. Please forgive me. Please do not despise me too much. Take pity on my dear, sweet, perfect Papa. Please come back to him. He has been miserable without you.
This is all too hilarious. Why, I never believe of what you said for 1 minute. It was all too absurd. I really dislike you, and I found you utterly false. I told your father what a horrid girl you were, and I told him I could never live with anyone so worried. I told him you must be sent away, for you would never marry. I really loathed what you have done, but your father defended you for me. This, of course, led the complete capture of our relationship.
Papa gave you up for me. Fancy the angel. Fancy the angel what I must try to be with him for the rest of his life. Oh, Mrs. Churchley, I beg of you, please come back to him. His life is meaningless without you.
I'm afraid it's too late. You see, I will marry to Lord F.Pd next month.